What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Como Juve is here, and it's, I think, a vital game for our season. Defining, it depends on how you want to look at it, but I think it is some sort of defining. We have some issues, squad issues. We have issues on the pitch. We have question marks. Jonathan David and Vlahovic. Are we gonna change a formation? We don't have any center backs. Are you gonna play a back three and risk them all? Are you gonna change something? Because Jonathan David looked actually good for the Canadian national team, but playing with two up top is needed, Vlahovic. But what about Openda? He needs two, but he doesn't need Vlahovic, nor does he really need Jonathan David. He might need an Atsic or a Yildiz to, be vital or play on transition. That's where you can use Openda. So many question marks, and then you put that all into a pot. When the pot says, well, we play Como, Real Madrid, and Lazio in about 7 days. Como tomorrow, Wednesday Real Madrid, and Sunday Lazio. 3 away games, 3 tough away. Like really, more extreme could be, well, you would be playing Napoli and Inter away. But this is tough, and it will define who we are, who we're gonna be. Do we have some backbone? Does Tudor have other ideas to change it up and make things work that are not working right now? All these questions will be answered in the next week, in my opinion. It starts with Como, so we will start with that. Before we get into it, as always, subscribe, hit the like button. Again, it's so important that you hit the like button for this channel, so do that, and let's dive straight into it. Okay, so Como. Como way is not easy. Last season, we saw it wasn't easy. We won that game, Colomani, and you might say, oh my God, we need Colomani right now, or we would, it would be more helpful if we have Colomani. Let me put it in that way, and you might be completely right when it comes to that. But he's not here right now, so we need to find another way. And the question is, what way are we gonna find? Como are a good team this season. They are only 3 points behind us. Keep in mind. So with a win, they tied us, and we are apparently having a fantastic season. And actually, if you look at the games Como played, obviously they played in the Coppa Italia, but I don't count that. They won their opening game against Lazio. They lost away to Bologna. They drew Genoa at home, but they had the red card. They won away to Fiorentina. They beat Sassuolo. They drew Cremonese at home, and they drew Atalanta away. So mixed results where they do well against the better teams and do a little worse against the worser teams. But at home, if you watch them, they're not hard. They're not easy to beat. The pitch is what it is. The stadium is what it is. Like, it's odd. It's an odd pitch to play on. They have a lot of energy. They're technically good team. They're well coached, well drilled team. They're disciplined when it comes to keeping shape, etc. Because Cesc is a good coach, and with that squad, he's doing a fantastic job. Yes, they spend a lot of money, but I think they obviously overpaid. And when you overpay, as a small club, it will look a bit different. But they are a good team. They have technique that can they have speed as well that can put our backline in trouble if we play like this. So it all comes down to how Tudor will counter this. Does he have a solution for our attacking problems? Because it is an attacking problem right now. I think our last goal from open play in Serie A was, I actually have no idea. When was the last goal from open play? Was it Verona? Was it? Or do we only have one goal from open play? No, it's Verona. No, maybe it's Verona, the last one since the Parma game. Maybe the Parma game were 2 from open play. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but like in general, we struggle to create real chances. We don't create clear-cut chances on a consistent basis, and that is because we don't have a front line, like Del Piero said, that is defined. Vlahovic does well off the bench, not as a starter. Okay. Conceição, I did pretty okay this season. Yildiz, on fire, but the last 2 games, he looked out of place. We need to be honest with that as well. Jonathan David, out of place. Openda, out of place. So we all have those things. And then it's like, okay, change formation, but what are you going to do? 3-5-2, where are you gonna play Yildiz? I think Jonathan David behind Vlahovic could be something that works for Jonathan David and Vlahovic. But then let's say Openda. How are you gonna use Openda? He's a player who I think will be best on transition, but he doesn't play well with a player like Jonathan David. I think he needs a Yildiz through the middle, which I think Yildiz can do. But more, I think Adzic, the profile, but Adzic is not ready to do that on a consistent basis at a high level. But the profile he is, I think he will suit, Openda's playing style. And then on the transition, I think like if you had Allegri, Openda would do well because on the transition, he will play well. But we're not trying to be that team as well. So that's one issue. And then that back line, obviously, you're missing Bremer. And now we need to, figure it out. Are we going to play Rugani? Okay. Is that going to be in a back three? And if so, and we don't change formation, are we going to keep Kalulu on that wingback position? Cambiaso, are you going to wake up? There are so many question marks, things that are not working, potential solutions we all are bringing up just because, well, Tudor is not trying out a different solution. The only time he did that was for the last 20 minutes against Milan, a 3-5-2. And it's not that it looked fantastic. Not that I was expecting it mid-game for 20 minutes to look fantastic. But still, we are all talking about this because whatever he's doing right now is not really working. And we're all trying to find the solution. We all have an idea. I have my ideas, like I said many times, what I think potentially could work. But that's not a given. It doesn't mean because I think it's going to work, it's going to work. But what we're doing right now is not working for the long term. I think that's pretty obvious. And also for the squad we have, the injuries we have, So we talk about it just because Tudor doesn't make those changes. Right now, I think he's not with his back against the wall, but he's moving towards that wall quickly, where I don't think he will have much of a choice very, very soon. So anytime soon, excuse me. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's an important game. You kick that off, the 3 away games, and on paper, quote unquote, it sounds the easiest, but it's not the easiest. It's a very important game to have a good feel factor because Real Madrid away is could be hell, with all the things we have. It's no shame in losing to Real Madrid. However, you cannot look out of place because Marseille didn't look out of place away to Real Madrid. You need to make it a competitive game, but that's a different vibe, Champions League. This is Serie A. Can you put out a statement after a break with so many question marks? Can you show up as a club, play a solid game, and bring those 3 points home where it's like, okay, that's one of those 3 away games ticked off. And now we can, take the pressure off a little bit and work towards Real Madrid in a different atmosphere and then work towards Lazio. I think that is the most important thing for tomorrow. Obviously the points, but also the performance and the potential changes and the individual performance of these players during these, changes, etc. So, yeah, I mean, prediction for me, I don't know, man. I don't have a good feeling for it because the last couple of games have not been good, and now you're missing Bremer, and we are in a flow where we're just drawing games and just about not losing games, just getting away with not losing games. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go 1-1. And even if we went on a winning streak, I think it's tough for us to go to Como. I have that odd feeling. So I'm going to go 1-1. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we win. But, I mean, the last couple of games, we've been closer to losing games rather than winning. That's the truth. Dortmund, we were closer to losing than winning. Verona, the same, in my opinion. Villarreal, the same. Yes, the late goal. But that first half, Milan, the chances Milan missed in that second half were brutal and insane, actually, when you think about it. So, I mean, I need to see the flip before I can actually start believing that we are close to winning games again. So 1-1 is my prediction. Let me know in the comments what your prediction is for that game, expectations. And then we will see tomorrow after that early kickoff what that result will be and the talking points. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow post-game. Ciao.